talking some foolishness. We in Trinidad, we seen it. So my friends in Tobago, please be aware. Caller, good night.
Salam alaikum, Mr. Ali.
Wa alaikum salam.
Well, I had to laugh at this evening when I see something on the television. My Prime Minister holding a handbook in the hand and waving. This is what we got to vote for. This is the system. This is the roadmap we're going to use. I look for a manifesto. 5 years, where is the manifesto? The next one, like you know, in Hindu philosophy, there's Kunkaran. What is the sleep for 6 months and wake for 6 months? Like them, like Ron, now get up to our a license office up in Gandhi. We born and grow up, they know what a license officer be. Like them no wake up from some slumber, what they want anesthetic.
Anesthetic. Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. A little marijuana news, viewers. Police have seized and destroyed $2 million worth in marijuana tree during an exercise on Thursday. According to reports, police entered 5 miles into the forested area along northern range between Maracas and St. Joseph and Las Cuevas. They found a marijuana field with 2,000 fully grown marijuana trees, 500 seedlings, and 2 kilograms of cured marijuana. The trees, seedling, and cured marijuana were seized and destroyed. Achma, I push for the decriminalization of marijuana. And we pushed for it just before we went off on the December holiday, Christmas vacation. 30 grams we got to pass, 4 trees in your house growing. So what I'm going to start to do now is that I'm going to push for planters license, farming license. I'm going to start to do that. Because I'm going to tell you something. It is a way of creating U.S. currency in Trinidad and Tobago. Why am I saying this? We have the Cuba Hospital down there. Big, nice, massive hospital. The $1 billion that the present administration was given Sandals to build a hotel. And after umpteen years, then we were going to make a couple cents from it. So I was giving them the advice, spend half of the $1 billion, equip the Cuba Hospital with some foreign techs, doctors, equipment, and open it up to the region to do surgeries. So if somebody from the Caribbean have to go to the US or Canada to do a surgery, and they had to pay 200,000 US, come right down to Trinidad. And that is 200,000 US pumping into the economy in Trinidad and Tobago. So listen to this now. Planting the marijuana now and cultivating the marijuana. You know, there's an export market. So when the farmers have the license to cultivate the marijuana, we would open up the export market for marijuana so that we would get US and pounds or even EC. At least we will get some words for our dollar, for our product. In that way, we're going to grow the economy. Because I'm going to tell you something. The marijuana trade is a $1 billion trade. And nobody can say no to that. It is a $1 billion trade. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start pushing now for farmers' license to plant marijuana. Because we don't have enough smokers in Trinidad to smoke out all that. But we could export the marijuana. Just how it is export. 1 or 2 little vegetable like the scorpion pepper, they say it is export. Pineapple does export. Stuff like that. Open up the trade market. So this is the next thing I will be pushing for. And you know, they have people like to say, well, you know, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and all they're doing is talking. You know, when sides start to talk, sides get things done. So this is what I do. This is what I want to do next. Push for the farmers, or push for individuals to apply for the farmers the marijuana planting license to grow, agricultural license for marijuana then, in other terms. This is what I want to do next. And I'm definitely sure I will get through. I talk with confidence and power, you know. You see these 6 legislations and 2 bills we got in the last term last year? I spoke with power and I spoke with authority, and I light my light, and God granted to me. So I'm talking with power and I'm talking with authority, and I lighten my light. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I just talked to you about with Gary Griffin, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I would like Gary Griffin to do is do a polygraph test live on television, stating he had nothing to do with it. I would like that. I would like him to do a polygraph test live on television. Okay,
no, well, the commissioner said he is not fearful of taking a polygraph test, you know. He said so. When he introduced polygraph testing for all the officers, I believe was in the Western Peninsula, he said he's not afraid to come out and do a test. So that is the next thing I will be pushing for. So we're going on to Venezuelan detained now. 11 Venezuelans were detained by officers of the Southwestern Division Task Force during an anti-crime exercise conducted in the Santa Flora district yesterday. During the exercise, the officers proceeded to number 4 Road, Palseco, where they saw several persons running into a bushy area. A search was conducted of the area, and 11 illegal Venezuelan immigrants and a Trinidad and Tobago national were detained and taken to the Siparia Health Facility, where they were medically examined by a doctor. They were then taken to the Chagaramas heliport for a 14-day quarantine period. If they're illegal, send them back one time. The same boat they come with, send them back. You see, I'm going to tell you something. There's an influx now. There's an influx now of immigrants coming to Trinidad from the Venezuelan country. There's an influx now. Because I believe is that there's about between 12 to 15,000 cases of COVID-19 in Venezuela now. So they're coming across. What I want the government, not the government, but the Coast Guard and the Ministry of National Security and the head of the Security Council to go down to the Cedros area and set up a perimeter from Moruga, from Guaya, straight down, Cedros, Icacos, come straight back to San Fernando by the wharf. You're setting up a perimeter. You're basing the armies because that's the getaway point. Lock it off. Lock it off. Use the radar. That's all you have to do. Use the radar. And you will detect pirogues coming into Trinidad and Tobago. There are different levels of detection. Drop it down low and pick up the pirogue on them. That is all we have to do to fix the problem. But we have a minister saying here, no, he was never aware of Trinidadian involved in human trafficking. So how he going to know if Venezuelan coming in? Everybody else knows except him. Everybody else. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Gary is a nice guy, you know, but he alone cannot fight these bandits.
True. I agree with you.
They want to live by American standard. Okay, give us the law-abiding citizens of Trinidad and Tobago our firearm permit.
Thank you. I'm going to apply. Thank you, caller. So we have a new license office in Trinidad now. The government of Trinidad and Tobago came in for high praises today from the Sandy Grande Chambers of Commerce This came during the opening of the licensing office in Guayco, Sandy Grande. Chamber President Lakas Lochan said the chamber was happy to see development taking place in Sandy Grande.
We take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister and members of this government for the fantastic work that they've been doing in Sandy Grande. We recognize that this licensing office was much needed, and that vision has been lent and infrastructure is being built in Sandy Grande that would allow for economic development in our region to boost itself. We look forward as a business community to the many various projects that continue to be throughout Trinidad as well as in Sandy Grande. This licensing office is much awaited, and we thank you very much for bringing it and opening it, and I'm sure that it will lend to the ease of distance that we would have had to go in order to get our work done.
Meanwhile, Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan said he was happy that the office was built in Sandy Grande. However, he said the coastal area will not be left out. According to the minister, on Thursday, Cabinet approved 2 new buses that will be used as mobile office.
So I am really proud this morning to sit here and see this office open in Sandy Grande when nobody thought that we could have opened that license office in Sandy Grande, because first you have to get 500-600 million to continue the plan. And I can tell you going forward, I still need to add out of that same 20 million things to come. Only yesterday Cabinet approved for us, Clyde, and you'll be happy to hear this, 2 new buses. Now these buses are not just buses to take around ministry employees on joyride. These buses are mobile offices. And we expect within the next 3 months, just like the people from Sandy Grande don't have to go to Port of Spain or Arima or Caroni, these buses will be utilized. These are mobile offices. They will go up to the coast. They will go into the country areas. Every month, on a specific day, these buses will visit areas.
So that is one good thing they did. One good thing. Opening licensing office. You could run the pictures. Let the viewers see the pictures of the new office. So viewers, you have seen some pictures of the licensing office in Sandy Grande area. For those of you who have not seen it, these are the photos of the licensing department. So I am sure the people of Sandy Grande are very much happy that licensing offices in their area, instead of hustling to go down Port of Spain for 8 o'clock in the morning and beating the early morning traffic. It is very, very hectic. Very, very hectic. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go ahead, my friend.
For 5 years, countryside never seen buses in the area. Now buses cannot go to forward Stamina. The road is unfit for buses to pass. So who will want to coming out to full long? I want to know that buses cannot pass to it forward Stamina. Election game, he coming with again. But after the 10th of August, they will never be around to fool anyone again. Shame on the line.
Oh, thank you, caller. So he don't know that buses cannot pass on the road. You see how news has come, viewers? You see how news has come? Live news they're getting. I am sure he's from that area. I am sure of that. So while we stay on the hot topic, after midday today, a C-17 military plane landed in Piarco International Airport. The reports are unconfirmed as to the reason why the aircraft landed in the airport and who came on the airport. It is a U.S. Army plane. a military plane. So, with the Minister of National Security, with the head of the Security Council, come out and tell the people something. Come out and tell the people a little something. Well, you know, we have John Doe from the US, and they are in Trinidad. We have Army officials in Trinidad training the Army, or training the Coast Guard, or training the police, something. But nevertheless, I was expecting a little briefing this evening. But nevertheless, what are you going to do? So those of you who do not know the news, that is news. Hopefully by tomorrow we would know who came on the plane and why they are here. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
What I want to ask is, I've been to license office in Caroni
Uh-huh.
last week. I would like to know that if you have your license expired, there is no date until September thus far. Right? They open a license office in Sandy Grande. However, when you go to Caroni to make your business done, I went to renew my taxi badge. When I went to renew my taxi badge, I only had an appointment for that. But however, I have another license as well.
Uh-huh.
When I went to get it done, they told me I cannot renew my taxi badge unless I renew my regular license. I said, ma'am, I do not have an appointment for that. Could I get an assistant? She told me to go to the taxi badge department and ask her, could I call her name from an officer in Karen or could I?
Go ahead, we are listening.
Okay, so I went to the taxi badge department and I asked them that I would like to renew my license and my taxi badge. I have all my form filled out, my doctor paper, everything. They told me I need to speak to Mr. Katwaro. When I tried to speak to him, he walked away and he went. And I did not get to renew anything.
So they left.
Why open a license office in Grande? You cannot get service in a other department.
So they left you there without you renewing your permits?
Yeah, I couldn't renew anything. And to tell you the truth, I made a call and I went to a REMA and I got all my license renewed.
Well, caller, thank God they get you, because since they say you have your taxi badge, I could understand that is how you make your income.
Right. So I went to renew the taxi badge, but I didn't have an appointment to renew my license to get out my heavy. So in order to renew a taxi badge, you have to renew your regular license.
First. Well, caller, I just want to say thank God they get you, and your bread wasn't put on hold.
Well,
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for highlighting the matter, caller. And I hope if other people are going through the same thing, you could probably call in and highlight the matter also. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It have people in offices, because they have a job, they don't really care about you, you know. And I could tell you that. Because we just hear people complaining from the NIS office, from NIB office, from government office. You just hear people complaining. Caller, good night.
Said, good night.
Good night, my dear.
Said, I hope that new license in office and leaking just now.
Oh God! Hey, caller, thank you so much.
Said, my income tax. You know what they're sending back for you?
Uh-huh.
Zeros on your return. You see them who have no money to get back?
Uh-huh.
That is what this government wasting money to post, to put in your mailbox. Zero balances. And who they have money for, it's still in audit. I don't know what they auditing, because it's money that they deduct from our salary that they're not sending back, but they're posting out zero balances for people. That is how low this government is. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. And I know caller, I know when you're calling and you talk. She just talk with sense, you know. She just talk with facts, you know. Yeah? She just talk with facts. See, if you see, viewers, This is the reason why I say we are the #1 current affairs program. We don't follow, we just lead. I didn't come to follow, I come to lead. Hence the reason why we get the rating as the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad. Because we deal with the issue. That's what we're dealing with. We're fixing the issue. I am here, I am not about party. I am not about that. I am about getting the country, things that we need in the country up and running. I am voicing for thousands of people. Around West farmers with La Hunt, we stood up for them. We stood up for them. Other areas who wanted water and never got water for months, they got water after highlighting the matter on Real Talk. So it's not just about coming here and just talking and reading news. I want to hear from you. We want to interact from you, with you. Know what is the problem. If the minister doesn't know, well, hey, somebody listening to Real Talk and telling him. Somebody listening. So what I want to do now is that I want to try to get the Attorney General, Mr. Faris Al-Rawi, to come on set. I will try my best to see if I could get him to come on set once he have the time to come and explain to you all of some of the bills and why they pass it and how they pass it, because we push for it and I know we get it. So in the attorney office, if anybody is looking on, we're trying to get in touch with you, Mr. Faris. But you're not answering phone. You're not answering phone. But nevertheless, someday next week, I am hoping to get him on set to give us more in-depth on some of the laws and legislations that we got passed last year. Now it's election time. Call a good night.
Good evening, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead, sir.
I wanted to ask Mr. Sinanan. It had 3 or 4 buses, I could be wrong, maybe 6, that roll out in the first year of this administration with free Wi-Fi in it. Yes, the buses, ask him what it is. We pack up right now.
If you know, but if you know where the buses, call our bus DS.
Hello?
If you know where the buses, bus DS.
I know where it is, but I know it's not on the road again. I know it pack up. I know for sure it pack up. And secondly, listen to me. I had 2 friends. They went to purchase vehicles.
Don't say they buy the bus, you know.
No. Listen to this. So you know the system computerized now. You can find out
Yes.
a vehicle before you purchase it.
Yes.
Right? So the people of them had a certified copy. You know the 2 vehicles a friend's going to buy. Numbers and letters missing on the computerized system. The license officer said that they amend it. They admit they make an error. They have to amend it in the computer before the people can buy it and transfer it. 2 different vehicles. A letter is a number and a number missing.
Wow.
So I know blind people typing in things down there. I know who typing in things down there. And listen, and last but not least, if you wanted to meet with Mr. Faris, I had cocktails with Faris yesterday.
Which part?
I meet him nice.
Where?
Hold him and shake his hand. Go find him there. Cocktails with Faris Harari. Later.
Thank you, my friend. Look how this bus viewers. It's Real Talk you're getting. It's Real Talk you're getting. Hey, we can't get it better than that. When all you want information, tell your friends and your family to tune into Real Talk with Saieed Ali from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. with a rerun the following morning from 11 a.m. is where you're getting the real news. Not just the headline, but in-depth. In-depth news. Hey, Trinidad is a nice place. But I gotta tell you something. We the citizens need to stand up for what we want and what we think is right for our country. We need to do that. If we do not do that, and you know, when you open your mouth, anything could fly in. That is how we would be if we don't stand up. In the US, they stand up for their rights. In Canada, they stand up for their rights. In Germany, in France, they stand up for their rights. We have to understand that we are not a walkover. We have to understand that because of there's an administration running. Political parties are placed in power because of us, the citizen. And when we put them in power, and they get a whooping salary of 30,000 and over, free taxes on vehicles, no VAT, exemptions, is they getting it, while we now, the smaller man now have to suffer, and they feel a mighty, they're like God, but they forgot. What they forgot is that the small man put them there. So when you come out and you protest that your road needs fixing, they should remember they were walking on that same road and begging the citizens like dogs to support them. When rain falling and it have potholes, you're driving at the front end, mashing up your tire, blowing, your car stick up. They must remember it's the people that put them there. You see, our Honorable Prime Minister said he will never forgive Tobago if they support Watson Dew. Can the Prime Minister say what he did for Tobago instead of condemning the people? Why would he make such a statement? Why? If you did not enhance Trinidad and Tobago, how can Trinidad and Tobago support you? When even your members are suffering, and it goes for both parties. Because the only two stronghold parties have in Trinidad presently is the PNM administration and the UNC administration. And it goes for both parties. You say, I just always say this, power just get to your head. Power just get to your head. And when it gets to your head, you're running like a chicken without a head. You don't know what direction to go. Sometimes them leaders, just be like followers. I'm telling you. They just be like followers. They cannot lead. You cannot come up with a decision. You cannot fix nothing. But you're there. 41 MPs. 41 MPs in the present administration. And who we just hear about? Prime Minister? We just hear about Rohan Sinanan. We hear about Stuart Young. And we hear about Terence Dialson. What happened to the rest of MPs? They not existing? They not existing? It's only 4 we hearing about presently. We don't hear about the rest. Are they invalid? Are they impotent? Where are they? Are they on vacation? And this is for party come and party go. I am talking in general. The 4 names that I just called there is the 4 names we see. Other than that, we're not seeing anybody. We're not seeing them. We're not hearing them. Now it's walkabout time, so they're outside. Before that, no. You're not hearing them. So viewers, we're almost at the end of our show tonight. Remember, we have our drive going on for our building. The Rape Crisis Center for Trinidad and Tobago, the only one of a kind that will be built that will be able to house a rape victim. But I need your support. Raising $10 million is not an easy task. It's not an easy task, but I need your support. You see, I gotta tell you something. When you plant a seed into this center, you're planting it on behalf of your own family, because you never know if that incident could happen to you or the family. So you're planting a seed, you're putting something in place, something should happen like that, there is a place to go. So viewers, I'm asking you, please contribute to our drive. It's one of a kind in Trinidad and Tobago. From a thought came into a plan, into a plan, we want to make it reality. We want to make it reality. Now it's election time, some campaign should pump in a little million and say, "Side, we supporting you. We supporting you with that." But them like, them might have for themselves. So viewers, be safe until we meet again. Enjoy your weekend, don't get into trouble. Give God thanks for the little you have and pray that He bless you with more. Until we meet again.